a countdown maybe? Oh, wait a minute. This error. Try again.
So you're liable.
Oh, okay. One of them's the what you call it? It's got an error. All right, welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News this week. We got to thank our marketing partners. You know, you can't do it without a sponsor, right? Oh, of course. Getting on the cord here. I got to thank GAC, Great American Company, Papa John's for providing pizza every week. I don't know what we do without this pizza every week, Jack.
Me either.
Me
either.
VA 811, call before you dig. They've been with us for a long time. Appreciate those guys. Todd and Andrea at Factory Canopies, Fluid Logic, and Airlock.
That he might be on the show next week too.
Todd's finally gonna get some.
No,
time?
not Todd.
Oh no, Todd.
McCurdy.
Oh,
Austin.
Yeah.
Austin McCurdy.
And I understand he took care of with Tanya all weekend. Remember how she was saying?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We'll have to get a laugh about that. Got to thank Tim Brown over at Slinger Speed. Tim is the official Langley Speedway T-shirt. Is that who did your shirts?
My shirts.
Yeah, he does a good job.
And he also is the official shirt maker.
You can get it out.
For the Stars Superstock series, plus the new show, the show Kicking Asphalt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not a show; it's a
blog.
Yeah, like he just does a little thing there, Kicking Asphalt with Boo, who we'll have on the show in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's spreading out pretty good.
Not physically, but
no. Go on with the show, man. Come on, man.
But just want to make it clear.
You need to stay with the program. Stay with the program.
All right, we've got to thank Black Acid Racing Apparel. They make crew shirts. If you want one or two shirts, they can do it instead of making a big order. I think those guys, and especially for donating the custom race suits for our winners this past year. There's two of them, and will be our suit provider for next year. And our we got to start plugging that again, Jack. Our Miles of Seamless Gutter sponsorship package, $5,000 in a full custom race suit, and for these chairs,
for those chairs.
Black Ass or not, Factory Canopies is going to donate. MPM Marketing with Tanya McAllister, Bondrich Brothers Distillery. Jack's gonna go to some product one day. Langley Speedway, Chuck Hall, Bill Mullis, Terry Ballou. Terry's really the glue that holds everything together.
I think she pretty much runs the show.
Oh, there is no doubt about that. Bill and Chuck answer to her. Performance Plus Motor Oil, Safety Clean, Turn 2 Synthetics. I think Walter Pressure Wash and Solutions. Understand he's looking for some help. Needs an employee or some employees. Mosquito Joe, get 50% off on your first month of service with Mosquito Joe. It's only on the Hampton side. They're not in Richmond, but they're not in Norfolk, Virginia Beach. It's not their territory. I think Pepsi and Mountain Dew is mine and Jack's drink of choice there. Southampton Motor Speedway.
The drift track.
The drift track. Gated Graphics. I thank Sammy for making some stuff for us. We gotta appreciate Sammy. I mean, one day he's gonna win a race. I mean,
he was quick last year.
Oh yeah. He's pretty quick. He's fast this year. He just
don't ask him why he's not won a race yet. I mean, when it's just you and him talking, don't ask him that because he's gonna tell you why he ain't winning the race.
Well, I mean, Robert said he just needs to get in the car, and he said well, Sammy did tell me that he don't argue with Robbie no more. He said after 7 years you learn to just shut up.
Yeah.
And Robbie says, well, you can complain to me when we're on the way to the tech shed after winning. Shows presented by Mean Dean Automotive with Grier and Associates in there. And where's that?
That place down in Carolina, right across the line. What's the name of that place right across the line?
He has a hard time saying Modoc.
Sorry.
Ah! See?
Modoc.
Moya?
Modoc.
Modoc.
Have you ever been there?
I haven't been there.
All right, so you don't need to jump. Okay.
I think RDS Performance, if you want your car set up, a body hung, snout put on. I mean, I don't know what else, what Kenny can and can't do.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Politics, maybe.
I'm gonna say nothing.
Mayhem Company. We can't talk about Mayhem Company because she does the graphics, so
Yeah.
we can't be smart with her.
Yep.
Yeah, we ain't that good. So I mean, these graphics are not us. I mean, I thought the internet was going to break when people were like, "I know you didn't do them graphics. Who did them?" I'm like, I can't believe you don't think me and Jack did that. Papa John's, you can get 25% off. It's Dotson25 and get your 25% off code. Can't beat that 25% off on your order. Fast Eddie's Barbecue, best barbecue in Hampton.
Yeah, well, best barbecue around here, no doubt. And I think we're about at that point where we probably need to start hitting him up to bring some more barbecue.
Oh, I didn't think you ever stopped.
Well, I mean,
You give him a break a little bit.
I understand he's got other things to do than us. So, but now I think we've then spent 2 or 3 weeks now without.
It's time for some. You got to pay for a sponsorship.
Yeah,
Right?
gotta get that. We gotta get that part in there.
Mhm. Got the Stars Super Stock Tour, and our new sponsor that we announced while we were in Charlotte. A lot of people couldn't hear our thing. S&N Communications, or I say run fiber optics and all kinds of.
They got a lot of things going on and a lot of things coming up. So they're going to be expanding. It's going to be a big company, and we're appreciate the fact that they're going to be with us.
And it's kind of expanded with us. We really appreciate that. Oh, speak of the devil. How's it spelled? I'm doing a graduation party this weekend. Can't do it this weekend, Jack. He's got a graduation party.
Tuesday's not a weekend. Tuesday's not a weekend.
No.
So anyway, all right, let's take a little news out of the way. We're getting Charlie. He's sitting here patiently waiting. This past weekend in the Cup Series from St. Louis, Austin Cindric got the win. Poor old Ryan Blaney run out of gas with 1 lap to go.
Man, could you imagine? Did you hear the radio? I mean, with him, I can't imagine. I mean, look, the Cup race, it's hard enough to win, and then to be calculated wrong and run out of fuel.
Yeah.
I mean, you win and lose as a team, right?
Yeah.
But it's still hard.
It's hard enough losing a legend car race. Can't imagine a cup race.
Yeah. You don't know when the next one's going to be.
That's exactly right.
Where do you end up?
I forget where you
Mm-mm.
In the truck race at St. Louis, Corey Heim got the win. That kid is on fire. There's no doubt about it. He is on fire.
That team, we can talk about with Butterbean. That team. I mean, those guys are finishing. Those 4 trucks are finishing in the top 5 in the top 10 every week, and then I mean, there are at least 3 of the top 5.
Yeah, Scott Zipadelli is a heck of a crew chief.
Well, yes.
And him and Corey together. I heard David Gilliland make the statement that that was a match that they just kind of fell together, and look at what they're doing. It's unbelievable. So
I mean, Scott's been around for a long time.
Oh,
Super
yeah.
nice guy. I mean, obviously his brother runs JGR. No, and then where's his brother?
he's at Stuart Haas right
So
now.
that's right.
Yeah. All right, in the
Yeah.
Xfinity
For
race.
how long?
Yeah, that's much longer, really.
In the Xfinity race in Portland, Shane Van Ginsbergen got the win. I mean,
I
this
think it's
guy,
gonna be pretty good.
yeah, I think he's done one a cup race, he's done one an Xfinity race. Let's put him in the truck and see if he can do something with that too. I mean, and he'll be one of the very few that's won in all three.
Man, and it's funny because now we're seeing a bunch of those guys that are coming over from that series where he was at. Whatever.
You got another one coming this week.
One aside, right?
He's going to be driving for RFK this weekend.
Right. And then you got one with Richard Childress. I mean, that's a possibility. Maybe that's what the other charter is a possibility.
Mr. Slice says hello. Whatever.
So Mr. Slice, and he says you can't say that.
In the
You
ARCA
say that,
race,
but you can't say Moya.
in the ARCA race out there, William Sawalich got the win. He's pretty hot too. I mean, he's a Gibbs driver, and I'm gonna tell you what, he's won some races this year. Here at Langley Speedway, we had the Cars Tour, and I don't think you could have asked for a better Cars Tour race than what we got here.
No,
Them last few laps,
man, I didn't know. Now, is it now? Maybe you can answer this because it's been a couple years since I've been in the car here. If you get the white flag, it's still the race is not over. I thought it was over once you took the white flag.
No, I don't know. I think for the local stuff, that's the ruling, but it could be completely different for the car store guys.
Yeah. But I tell you what, I mean, the hometown guys represented well.
oh yeah,
And now I will say, I thought, I did love the comment when they were talking about things. He didn't need the blue car to win because everybody had the same thought I did. Like, I don't know why you didn't go get your car because you would have probably dominated this race. But I mean, all three of the local guys that ran, I thought there would be more guys that were running, did a great job. And I thought they were going to be, well, I thought the two, Brendan and was going to run 1-2 there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, great race there. Down at Hickory Speedway this past weekend, they ran 2 late model races down there. Mike Bumgarner got the first win. Landon Hoffman got the second one. Kingsport, late model race number 1, Keith Helton. Late model race number 2, Alex Miller got the win. Understand there was a little altercation down at Kingsport that's got a couple drivers on probation for the rest of the
I see
year.
a couple got DQ'd there.
So it's going to be interesting. And in the Mod 4 race,
Kevin Canner.
Kevin Canner won the Mod 4 race. That's 7 for 7 this year. He's also got, last year he won 16 straight last year, and he's won 7 straight this year.
He's got something figured out.
He went to Lonesome Pine and won 2 races. So he's won a bunch of races the past 2 years, all in a Mod 4, and I don't think anybody can touch him.
No.
They can't touch him. Down at Ace Speedway, the late model race went to Dylan Harville. The modified race to the veteran Todd Massey. I mean, he's been around for years, and he got the win in the mod race. At Lonesome Pine, Chase Dixon got the win. Chase Dixon got the win. At Dominion Speedway, Davey Callahan got the first win in the first race. Aaron Donnelly got the win in the second race. Here at Langley Speedway, in the street stock race, Dale Nichols won. In the Legends, Jacob, is that Staten or Staten? Do you remember what his name is?
I'd go with Staten.
Anyway, they won. Keelan Harvick finished 3rd. Our buddy here, Charlie Beals, finished 6th. And I ain't gonna say he could have been better than that. Hadn't been pro people, but anyway.
He wouldn't have been roughed up.
At Dixieland Speedway, the Super Streets, Kevin Bray won. The Modified Mafia race, Todd Neuheiser won. The Sport Compact, Justin Bone. And in the Super Fours, Ron Winterburn won. Now, there's some news to talk about tonight.
There is.
But the news walked in the door. So we'll save that for when he gets on here. But anyway, so that's the news. So now let's talk with Mr. All Over the Place modified driver Charlie Beals. So man,
Modified or
Legends. I'm sorry, did I say modified? I'm sorry. You should have said something when I said that.
I didn't even realize myself.
You see what I'm working with.
And she gets worse. It's gonna get worse.
Boss lady's back there.
When Bean gets here, it's gonna get worse. But anyway,
How did you get started?
So at the age, I'm 18 now, just graduated high school. At the age of 5, my dad put me in a kid kart at Capital City Speedway up in Ashland, Virginia. And from there on, I've moved up through kart ranks. And in 2020, right before the COVID pandemic hit, we moved up to the Legend car. We were practicing in that and been there ever since.
What was it like the first time you got in the Legends from go-karts?
It wasn't too bad. It was the same concepts. It was actually practicing at Southside Speedway right before they closed.
Oh, wow, okay.
So we were one of the last ones to practice there. Southside is about 10 minutes from my house, so it was definitely easy. And yeah, it wasn't too much of a culture shock, if you will. But
is Lynn gonna get that place open next year?
I hope so. I mean, it's so close I can almost hear it some Friday nights when late models are out on track.
oh, one more thing before we go any further. I forgot Bryson Nichols won the Bando race. I forgot all about the Bando race.
Yeah, on the last lap there.
Yeah.
That kid's gonna be tough.
Man, you've been everywhere up and down this East Coast racing Legends. And I mean, you have a pretty good record for places that you go and do well at these Legends cars. Have you ever done the Charlotte part of the Legends? And
So we haven't been down there yet. It's definitely harder with work and Dad's work and my work to get down there to Charlotte 4 hours away during the week. But it's something I've thought about and maybe thought about going down to just have the experience, not even if we do well.
have you done the Legends Nationals down in?
So we did Winter Nats 2022.
I thought you had been
Yeah.
down there one time before.
Yeah, 2022 we went down there. We ran Dominion Nationals last time they were there in 2021, and we're lucky to have them back this year in Dominion so we can run them again. I have to travel all the way out to Las Vegas or somewhere on the West Coast with the car.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, that's good. So, with all the places that you've been, all the races you've won, how many total have you won?
So me and Dad counted the other day, it was 30 total over 7 tracks.
And that's 30 more than Jack did in one track.
Yeah. Yeah, we will talk about that. Okay. But you know, the coolest thing I saw something, I think it was a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure exactly when it was. But did I not see you down there with a suit and tie, coat and tie, all that down there? Did I see you down there doing some prom pictures and stuff?
Well, we called the banquet at the end of the year race car prom. And me and my amazing girlfriend had to get some pictures while she was here. She races cars
good
too.
point. Thing here, amazing girlfriend.
I can't try my best
Oh,
here.
yeah. Jack's not
But,
that smart. He-
We got some pictures done. Something to look back on in a few years.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. We were sitting up here watching. A bunch of us were sitting here. Look at this. He's gonna come across there. He got a coat and tie on. I said, man, look at here. This is pretty cool. So that's pretty good deal. So, out of all the places you've raced, where is your number one favorite place to race?
It's hard to say. There's so much character across the East Coast on different tracks, different types, bankings. I mean, I could go on. If I had to choose one, it'd probably be Langley. Top 3 though would be Langley, Carteret County. We've had so much success there. And Franklin County. Franklin's been good to us too.
Franklin County.
Is there something that's on the list like you want to go to? A track that you want to say, I want to go there and win, or I want to go there and race?
I mean, I've been lucky enough to have parents who support me doing this and willing to drive 4 hours each way in a single day. And we've pretty much hit everywhere I like. If I really had to pick one, it'd probably be Riverhead up in New York. That track seems like a lot of fun. They always have a good Legend car count there up there.
Yeah, that's a pretty neat place. I've seen it. I'm on TV and stuff. I haven't ever been there, but
It seems like a lot of the North places, man, that the modifieds on, they have like a big showing, a ton of cars.
what is your hope and plans for the future? Would you be interested in moving to other things?
I'd be happy. I mean, I'd love to be in Brennan's position in the truck series or the late mod or anything. We've had a lot of fun on Legend car, and I'd no problem keeping doing that. But I'd love to move up and see what we can do in higher levels.
Now does it with Brendan, like, you know, his story the last couple of years, does that inspire some of you guys that are running these other levels? I mean, I'm sure Brendan could attest to this. Probably 3 years ago, he never thought he'd be in the position he's in. You know, does it give you hope or think, you know, how did he do it? How can I do it? Kind of thing?
Definitely does. I mean, one of the guys I've looked up to a lot is Ryan Matthews. He started in karts. My first kart
He's
was
not that tall.
He's really not. He started in karts, and my first kart was one that his dad sold us.
Okay.
So we've known him since we started racing, and seeing him, I mean, we saw him move up to Legends. We're like, okay, we can do Legends. Seeing him move up to late model, and it's, you know, nothing's impossible.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I think you know, down the road you have the ability to go into those other things and do it. 'Cause you're pretty successful at what you're doing with the Legends. And when does it get to a point in the Legends that you say, all right, I've done that. Now I'm ready to venture into
Legend's harder to drive too. It's
Okay.
the hardest thing I ever drove.
Really?
That's right. You ran a long time ago, right?
Yeah, ran 2
Didn't you break your arm and leg or
I
both
did
of
here.
them?
I ran south side and here, but and if you move up the late model drives easier than a legend car
Yeah.
until the lap 100. Legend car teaches you more than anything.
Yeah, I forgot about it because I remember you showing up. Because how old were you when you were running those things? You were pretty young.
Well,
Yeah, I remember you showing up at arena racing in your cast and your leg or whatever.
yeah,
Mhm.
Well, I know that's a lot of fun for you to be in there and have your dad and everybody involved. So who else helps you with your car?
860 Motorsports is the one who set it up, and they are who we go back to their setup every week at the shop, and then baseline off that for our race at the weekend. I can't think, especially my dad and my mom enough. They're the ones who've helped this dream happen and let me race every weekend. RJ Roberts, Charles, they've helped me out a lot through my racing career. BBATV, Matthews Designs, does the wraps. Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
He does pretty good design stuff, Matthew.
Yeah. I've been lucky enough to help him on a few of them, but yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool that now you live near Richmond, right? I mean,
Yeah, we're about 20, 30 minutes out of Richmond.
Yeah, it seems like we're close to Southside.
Yeah. Okay.
You never got to race at Southside?
So I raced 2 banded races at Southside. One, the first one got wrecked. Someone took it 3 wide and put us up in the wall, me and Peyton Ferree, who races modifieds here now. And the second one was practice, and buddy Cole Bruce decided to move me out of the way into the turn 3 and 4 outside wall.
Cole would never do that.
Whatever you say. That's not what the rumors are.
Oh, Ed Clark says once he can cut his own steak.
I ain't even been on it. I already started.
You're never gonna live that one down.
So who you got all
That's why you couldn't, because your arm was broke.
Yeah.
So what is the rest of the year look like? I know you're gonna run here full time.
Yeah.
Have you got a schedule set up for where you're gonna go after here?
A loose schedule. I mean, this year is focused on nationals and try to win the national championship at Dominion once they get there. Past that, it's an open door, really. I'd love to move up. I mean, with the right backing and financial help, I think it's totally possible. It's something we can totally do.
At the competition level in the Legends is really high. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. I mean, Tommy Jackson and
Tommy's on a little bit of slump. I mean, he won 4 races. I mean, that's
Well,
a big slump.
4 races.
Something like
What
that.
happened? He was leading on the restart. What
Something,
happened?
I think something broke.
I saw
Because I flew by him like he was
it was
so
flat.
I ain't sure.
Because it looked like he just
I thought he was going
Lost.
to win it, but then I didn't know. I didn't see down there. I don't know if he got roughed up and just kind of went to the back.
it's like he just never could get up to speed.
Mhm. Yeah.
well, you got Spencer Saunders, Tommy Jackson Jr.,
Mhm.
Cody Carlton's come alive this year.
Well, it's funny. I think about the Legends and Cody and Jackson, and then we were in arena cars. Jackson was kind of the young guy, and Cody was the guy to beat, and Cody was helping us with our arena stuff. And now kind of like roles in reverse. Jackson's the guy to beat. So it's kind of fun.
So it's got to be fun to be there with those guys. I mean, it's a free fall every week for y'all when you race. So that's cool.
Absolutely. I mean, not only the competition against them, but they're guys I can go to off the track and have a conversation like this too. It's definitely
They'll
makes,
tell you the truth.
yeah, and it definitely makes it. Well, I say and
I'm not so sure about that.
it makes the weekends more enjoyable, and they're all guys that are really good to race against, and always fun racing every weekend here, especially. I mean, we're so close in times that it's hard to pass even or get close to them just because of how competitive we all are.
And then that Harvick bunch showed up this weekend. Boy, that turned everything upside down, didn't it?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
It was a dog eat dog world. But I got to give the kid credit. I mean, as young as he is, he was moving people. He didn't really wreck anybody. He didn't even knock somebody sideways. He just pushed them down in the corner a little faster. They move, and then the other guy, he would move. He would get moved.
That's Charlie.
Why? He looked like he got a little mad this weekend. I can't say I blame him, but I was still impressed for as young as he is to have the car control that he had and still keep
He
the car.
handles himself well too for his age. I feel like from what I've been around, like.
Well, I mean, you got to think not only just being a young race car driver, the pressure of his dad, right, a Cup champion, and then he gets a lot more of attention. And
At that age,
right?
Like,
That's a tough thing to balance.
he's got
especially
so
with-
many people that come up to him thinking he's Harvick.
Right.
That's gotta be like.
Yeah. So you didn't have that problem. So you're way better than your dad. Right?
That's not scratch.
You had Mike, right?
Yeah. No, I mean,
Well, Charlie, we appreciate you coming and being with us tonight, man. It's nice to have you. I've been wanting to get you on here for a while. I just haven't been able to work
He's like
it
a
out.
dog with a bone. If he gets it on his mind, he ain't gonna leave you alone.
Well, I appreciate the invite, and always a pleasure.
All right, well, we're gonna get you back again real soon, and go out there and win that championship this year and see what that's like.
Don't
Yes,
knock
sir.
Cody and Jackson out of the way and get it over with.
A little easier said than done, but
Yeah, no,
we'll do our
it
best.
is. They're both pretty rough. They're pretty tough.
All right, Charlie Beals, we appreciate Charlie coming
Thanks,
out here
man.
tonight.
Good luck, man.
Appreciate it.
Go knock them out of the ballpark this weekend
Yes, sir.
or next weekend. All right. Scott, you need to stand up.
yes, he did.
You need to stand up.
Well, I guess-
Stand up. All right, come on.
Oh, I'm on. I was in traffic, sorry.
No.
That was a bad deal.
Okay, now we can sit down.
Oh,
Okay, all right.
Hey, what an honor and privilege
Oh,
to finally get Butterbean to come here to the
He's
show.
like a dog with a bone, ain't he? He ain't gonna let you go.
Oh, look,
he chased me down.
I caught him in Tri-County. I said, you still owe me.
I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad.
And you know,
it happened on a good day, right?
That's
Got a
right.
lot of good things
yeah,
to talk
so
about.
Yeah, I did not plan that. I did not know today was going to be until a couple of days ago. So,
Oh, really?
So I knew it was coming soon, the announcement, but perfect timing for y'all's show, right?
that's right. So tell
Yeah,
us.
we're thankful.
Yeah. So I announced today that I will be back with Tricon Garage in the #1 Toyota Tundra at Nashville and Kansas.
That's cool. I mean,
So that's
you after the performance you put on at North Wilkesboro, okay, you deserve that.
well.
You deserve a chance.
I appreciate that, and it was a really cool opportunity to just do the one. And of course, we wanted more, but you never know how it'll work out. And for me now to go to Nashville, which is like 1.3 miles, and then I get to go to 1.5 miles, so that way I'll be cleared for everything once
Yeah.
this set of races is done. And that really opens up the playbook. I say it like that, but like you're in a bubble, you're in a box until you go through that process. So like after Wilkesboro, Bodine called me and told me,
you're in charge.
yeah, he did, and he called me on Monday morning and told me, he did a great job. We're gonna bump you up to above 1 mile, but not 1.5 miles yet, which only really opened me up for like Gateway, Nashville. Trying to think what else was right over 1 mile. So I didn't realize Nashville wasn't 1.5 miles. I thought it was close, which I guess it is close, but
Yeah.
because they call it super speedway, but it's not really a super speedway. It's
Yeah.
concrete.
You know,
But it's still gonna be cool because I'm gonna learn. I already learned aero on the short track, but now I'm getting ready to go experience it at
Would be much
another
more-
50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So which Wilkesboro, I think, being the new pavement, kind of brought a lot of arrow into it because you had so much grip. Like we were going fast. Like you never slowed down, really. You know, because you run the top, you just roll up there and keep your momentum. So
Do you notice the air in the late models at Wilkesboro?
well, we didn't race, but I noticed the air in the late model everywhere with the new bodies.
Really?
Like even here, you know, I had my left front below the guy all night long,
Trying to get some air.
just not getting tight. And
Dang.
you know, the truck just magnifies it. Like I learned early on, starting in the back, like when you pick the gas up right on the back of somebody, it'll just shove the nose right to the fence. So honestly, me starting in the back really taught me more than it would have if I'd have qualified up front, because like by the time that final segment of the race, I had learned so much that I already had in the memory bank. So
Now, how mad were you when they didn't qualify? And after that first practice,
yeah,
on top
I
of the
was
board.
pretty upset with that myself.
well,
I already ordered a truck, and I didn't get one signed because I'm gonna get you to sign it myself.
yeah. So I was practice. I was just ready to go, nervous, and I wanted to get in a truck. And the first time I ever started a truck up was practice. Like I'm like, make sure the switches were the right switches. Like I hadn't even drove it, right? So practice starts and we go out there and we're like right around the top 10. And I'm like, you know, getting more comfortable. And Ben Rhodes passes me like I'm sitting still. And I said, I thought I was running the bottom and he drove by me on the bottom. So I come in, kind of reset. They made some adjustments. I went back out and we jumped up to like 4th on the board. I was like, okay, you know, like worked on race run. I was running really good race run laps. I said, you know, need this, need that. They made some more adjustments. Truck felt really good. It was almost the end and everybody was mocking up and we mocked up. And he said, you know, P1. I was like, well, nobody's going out yet. So I was like, there ain't no way. Some of you guys ain't on it. And they're like, you know, Corey, he's P2 on his mock. I'm like, well, can't be so bad if he's P2. Like, you know, he was the guy I thought was going to be the guy to beat. And worked out as just really cool for Tricon. All 5 trucks were top 10 on practice speeds. And that helped my confidence so much because I got out. I said, okay, I can do this. So we had to go back and sleep on it, come back the next day.
Did you sleep in it?
I did. Yes and no. I was nervous for sure, you know, and then we come back next morning and it's looking like, you know, the weather's pushing out of there, right, for qualifying. And then at the last second, it just starts pouring. I finished that NASCAR interview I did, and then it starts pouring. So they tell me, you know, we're going to start. First, I was told 16th. I'm like, okay, well, that ain't that bad. Then they're like, no, we're starting 26th. I'm like, oh. So I was more mad of, not that I would have gotten a pole. I felt like I had a shot. Felt like at worst we'd be top 5 or top 10 on speed. But it would have been cool if I could have gotten a pole, just to get the pole award, just to say you did it. But then I kind of regrouped and I said, we got a fast truck. Honestly, like, let's just take our time getting there. I think we can get to the front. And I said, as bad as I want to start up front, I'm going to learn more.
Yeah.
Like every time I've started in the back in a late model race, I had more fun. Like I had no pressure, just kind of, you're already in the back.
Right.
It's like just anything that happens is a bonus. So
did you feel pressure that you had to perform or needed to perform? I mean,
you do. I mean, of course you do. Of course you do. At the same time, like you got to treat it like it's another race, right? Like it ain't no different than us out here. It's just on a bigger stage, right?
But you got to say, you know, in your project how things are going to go in your career,
you have to perform. You have to make the most of the opportunity, just like I did when I went to Pulliam and won the first race with Pulliam. Like that right there could have hooked. Like, you know, BRC and the Staten family are helping me. They don't know Pulliam. I introduce them. We sign. We make the deal happen. I win the first race. Now they're like, that's a great decision. Like we kind of went off of your word of who Lee Pulliam, you know, was and all that, and we win the first race. Well, now the rest is history. Yeah. So kind of the same thing with the truck. I just wanted to go there and I wanted to complete all the laps was my first goal. Don't wreck somebody else on a stupid move. And I felt like if I did all that, I'd have a shot at the top 10. And if I got a top 10, I was going to be happy. That was my goal.
You did that.
Now, when you came in fourth, you were a little mad. You're like, I could have got a little more. I thought you were going to be P2 there for. I was like, man, they're right there. You know?
Well, if I didn't get the speeding penalty, I think we would have had a shot at the win.
Yeah.
I think.
How hard is that when you go in there and have to? And I mean,
So I did a lot of pit stop practice, but I took the blame for it, but we actually had a tack issue. It wasn't set right. When I got the penalty, I was actually conservative on my lights. So we were like, something was wrong. But I mean, it ain't nobody's fault. It happened to anybody, right?
As a team.
That's what I said. So, and I'm just saying it so y'all have a better understanding of where, like, my thought process. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be below my light because ain't nothing to really gain here. We're already in the top 7, top 6. I was like, if I can get out of here in that spot, that's better than restarting 20th. Well, then we get the penalty. But our truck was so good on the bottom. Like, I was one of the only trucks I felt like that could roll the bottom. And
Well, I was listening to the radio.
Oh, yeah.
And I know early on, I heard the crew chief and the spotter talking about everybody was running the middle to the high. And he had said a couple of times to you, hey, we need to get you. He was like, he ain't listening. I'm going to have to get it, force him to go up there. Was it better at that point to get up there, or were you just felt more comfortable down there?
when I was by myself, I went up there no problem. The problem was the aero type. I went where they weren't. If they were up top, me running right up there on them wasn't going to help me. I felt like I went to the bottom and tried to roll it and get inside and then kind of, stay alongside them down the straightaway. I felt like I could rotate better, but if I stayed on their bumper, I just got tight. So I heard they were talking about it on the other channel, and I did go up there. Like you could see when Enfinger and Riggs and I were racing, I went to the top and got on the outside of Enfinger, and then Riggs slowed up and I had to go back to the bottom. So it was fun. I learned a lot.
Go back a little bit and talk about how you got hooked up with Tricon.
Yeah, that's a wild story, really. You just never know. You gotta, make the most of everything that's going on. But last year we had a lot of good runs with Pulliam. Winning Wilkesboro definitely helped, and then winning the Hampton Heat and winning the Cars Tour races. And then I got the call after the Thanksgiving Classic when I won. I got the call on that Tuesday. And it was obviously Lee had announced that we were going to be a Toyota team.
Did you know that was coming?
I knew
something
later on in it. Lee mentioned it to me and said that they were coming, but I would, have a spot still. And, didn't know how it would be for me if I would get any Toyota help or not, which I ended up have. Obviously, I work out on a Toyota program, and they got me on a diet and all that. And lost like 20 pounds, so that's a plus. I ride a bike every day, but it's been really great working with them. Opened my eyes to a whole nother world that I didn't know. But anyways, how the truck deal came is they called me, Toyota did, and said that they would really like to have me in the one truck at Wilkesboro since I had won last year. And so we had to make some things happen on our end, like it always takes, and ended up putting a deal together with them, and I had the deal signed before Christmas, and then I had to sit on it.
That's hard,
the whole holidays. So at that time, I knew I had one race. Didn't know about anything else, but the relationship grew with Toyota. The relationship grew with Tricon. I fit right in with the whole Tricon family, like awesome group of people, and it just kind of led to what's happening now. And then obviously running good helped, but just being right spot, right time, and performing when you don't think anybody's watching. They're always watching.
Yeah. I will say and I've told everybody, you have made the most out of every opportunity. You have taken advantage of every opportunity, and you've performed at the right time, and you've met the right people. And obviously everybody's watching you because you've done that. What's the chances of this being a full-time deal next year?
Well, obviously that's the goal, right?
Sure.
It takes funding.
Mm-hmm.
There's no sugarcoating that, but I think a lot depends probably on these next two truck races, but that's the direction we're looking for sure. And hopefully it all works out, working hard on my end, and a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that I really can't discuss yet, but hopefully that's what we're trying to do.
Mhm.
So hopefully it'll all work out.
Yeah, I hope it does too, because you're not the same person that parks your car down there. And left it down there.
We
Park it on the front street.
I can't talk about that. Yeah, so it's oh man, it's been a crazy couple of years. Like you told him earlier, like if 3 years ago, like I was content winning races right here.
Right.
Like thought that was all it was going to be. And overnight, me winning this car store race here really is what changed it.
That
Like,
was
night
the
changed
tipping point, right? I mean,
that was the night where we were going like this, and then it went, we're going to go this way. And 2 months later, I'm signing with Lee Pulliam, and if I don't win that car store race, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that's what did it, but that's the night that the conversation started. Like, hey, you need to go run the tour full time, and here's what we're gonna do, what we can do, and obviously the Staten family. I mean, and it ain't just them. Like, everybody has helped me get there. Old school helped me for years.
Right.
People before them helped me, but now they've got me to this point where they took over.
Mhm.
And it's like, it doesn't mean I forgot about all those other people that helped me. It's just I'm at this next point. Just like my parents. My parents did a lot, but now they have had to step back, and they don't have nothing to do with the Pulliam team. So when I go race this late model, it's not their deal. So doesn't mean I'm not appreciative of what they did.
Right.
But,
And I was going to actually, before you said that, I was going to say, you've had the right people sort of the right time in your career to sort of, and I forget what actor said one time, sometimes you have people who are like rocket boosters. They help you through this part and they kind of go away and they help you through to get to that sort of next level. I mean, you took your parents, obviously you wouldn't be without that.
that's right.
Phil Warren, and then
That's right.
the Lee, the Staten's family. I mean, you're kind of indebted to all these guys, right?
Oh yeah.
And
And it's just like John and them tell me, like, they can't get me fully to that next level, but they're definitely helping me. And they're like, if somebody comes along and that's what we want. Like, we're not gonna be like, oh, you left us. Like, that's their goal too, and they don't want nothing out of it. They just wanted to help me, and I'm like, I feel like they're like family to me. Like,
right?
like they treat me like I'm their other son. Hunter and I are really good friends, and he just says you're my adopted brother. So it's been really cool, and like I said, man, blessed and thankful. I mean, that's all you can say, really. So
You think about it, Lee Pulliam and the people that he's had drive for him.
Yeah.
And where
And
where they've moved to,
Mhm.
I mean, Lee he did pretty good as far. I mean, he won a bunch of races. He was one of the best late model drivers around. There's no doubt
100%.
about that. But when he started having other people drive for him,
showed how good he was outside the car.
right?
Yeah.
And it's not just as a crew chief. Like, I tell everybody he's a better friend than anything. Like, him and I we were at Water Country all day yesterday. Him, Leanne, and Brantley and I, we all went. They stayed the night with us Saturday night, and then they went to Williamsburg yesterday night or Sunday night, and then we went to Water Country. But like, him and I talk every day. So like, when this racing's done, him and I are gonna be like brothers still. Like, we've become so tight, and it's funny how alike we are, and we didn't know it. Like, from the Hampton Heat in 2020 to where we're on the opposite ends of it. He's got Corey, and they're ready to kill me.
Right.
And now when I go through why he gets to celebrate with me.
That's right.
So that's what I told him. I said, because he was actually spotting for me this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Because Anthony was out of town.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So I had to pull him up top, and he loved every minute of what I was doing. He loved it. So
I was surprised on that one restart. I mean, we got to talk about the race this weekend. Well, what happened down turn 2? That was unusual. Did the bumper piece catch the other car and cause it? Or?
Something whipped me around. It caught the ground or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Were you going to come in on the black flag? Or were you?
That was the lap I was going to hit. So I caught the apron and I got loose, and I thought the 29 hit me, but they said he didn't. But
no, it was he didn't. But I thought he did.
But I lost it. I just ran out of town.
But when you went 3 wide, I'm like, oh damn, I thought he waited a little longer before you went 3 wide.
Well, so that's the part that they don't, that everybody like, so.
They get mad at you.
Oh yeah, Connor Hall plows into me all day long. Nothing gets said. I do something, and I'm the bad guy, right? So, anyways, my fans let Connor know, obviously, but the 29, Bobby McCarty claims that he missed a shift at going into turn 1. I said I've never shifted going into turn 1, but okay, something happened right there past the flag stand. I thought he brake checked me. I ran right in the backup. And you'll see in the video, I popped
on 29.
on
Yeah,
29.
you hit him.
So that's how my nose got buckled. Well, when that happened, the bottom was wide open, so I ended up 3 wide. So I got the lead. I got shipped down here about a 62. I don't know how I saved it. I shipped the 62 back down here. I got the lead. And then going in the next quarter, the 29 shipped his teammate, the 62, into McCarty. McCarty was mad at me about it. I was like, I don't know what I did here, but everybody was mad at me. So, anyways, then I had the nose damage, which wasn't helping me. And then the 22 obviously never tried to pass me and pile drove me. And then the second time he pile drove me, it broke the bumper bar, and then he about spun out, and I drifted.
Well, I think the 29 got into him as y'all got.
After he hit me first.
He hit him first.
He hit me first.
Oh yeah. No, he hit you.
And it snapped the bumper bar off on the right side, so the bumper bar was dragging. And then I got the black flag with like 8 to go. And
it had been dragging for a while. I thought we were going to let it go.
So 8 to go. I thought they were going to let it go. So,
did you know it was dragging?
I didn't. Lee said he didn't want me to know.
Yeah.
So he told me when the black flag happened. But, anyways, it was hard night of racing. I thought I put myself in position to have a shot at the win. That's all you can do. I'm not like leaving. I wasn't leaving mad at anybody. I love hard racing. I just know how I'm raced by certain people and remember it. So
well, that's right.
And we'll move on to Dominion. I felt like I handled it fine. Come back and finish 14th, and you're not always gonna have. It's not always gonna go your way. I mean, Tri-County went our way. Langley didn't, so we just keep fighting.
Yeah, I mean, y'all represented, right? You don't want to see somebody else come outside of the circle and win at Langley, right? For the most part.
That's right.
So I guess this is the perfect time to say that Connor Hall was voted driver of the week this week.
Yeah. I'm a sick come.
Well, I mean, that's the way it works out sometimes. But then you won the week before.
I got it first. I'm just kidding. Oh, no, it's cool. I appreciate it.
But I mean, would you have thought 10 years ago when y'all were running Legends and stuff together that
Greg Edwards was whooping our tail every week?
Yeah. But to go back then and look at now that you two guys are kind of the face of Langley Speedway.
It's pretty cool. It's
really
pretty cool. I mean, I told Connor last year, like, he's known as the villain here, and I'm known as the hero off of the fans. And I said, dude, just play it up. Like,
right.
I said, we need T-shirts. They've got my merch tent this weekend. Bean Nation showed up. Appreciate them. And I had a blast. But like I told him, I was like, dude, we could run this. Play this.
But the thing about it is, I was
shocked at how bad
I was so happy down in Wilkesboro when you were in Wilkesboro when you got out of the car. And the fans were just going crazy. And I said, man, he deserves that. Man.
What about Jordan and what you call it?
Get on TV.
I didn't even realize it was them until they were.
And then sitting there just talking. Like, they were, oh man, I laughed. They sent me the photo and I was laughing my tail off. So,
yeah.
All right. Well,
no,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And,
appreciate that. Thank y'all for having me.
And, oh, by the way, I got something over here. This is not the one your girlfriend wanted.
Oh,
but tell her
your wife.
See, I didn't go there.
I'll
don't get her started. Don't get her started.
But this is one for her until I get her one.
Thank you. She was jealous of mine.
I know.
Thank you.
she let me know. Yo, I heard about it, Tri-County.
He said something earlier.
Cole said it to him. I'm one of them. Because I always sit on the couch drinking water out of it. And she's like, where'd you get that? Like, driver of the week. Driver of the week got it.
Yeah, there ain't enough tumblers in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, look, she just stayed.
Yeah, she's watching. Yeah, she's watching.
She probably made me try to say nothing I wasn't supposed to on the show. I gotta go back to. I gotta be correct here.
That's right.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming.
No, thank y'all.
Thank you a lot for coming.
Appreciate it,
We
bud.
appreciate it.
Oh, thank y'all.
Good luck, and if there's anything we can do, let us know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate y'all having me.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming out here and being part of the show.
Yeah, no problem.
Just make sure I don't have to chase you down to Tri-County anymore.
Perfect. I gotta go out of town early, so I'm gonna run out of here.
All right, man.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Thank you.
man.
Thank
Good
you.
luck, man.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
And thanks for planning that truck ride today, so you
Yeah,
can nap it on the show.
All right, let's go ahead and get Brent Switz in here and talk with him. I'm sorry we got tied up with this a little bit, but let's get him on here.
What's up, Brent? How you doing, man?
How you doing? Good, you guys? I'm just
Good.
enjoying,
Hang in there,
just
man.
enjoying the show.
Well, that's one of our local guys that was just here, and I'm gonna tell you what.
Look,
It's
man, everybody knows who Butterbean.
I know who he is.
okay, you know who he is.
I know who he is.
That is
He's a big Eagles fan, and he loves Waffle House. So me and him are just pretty
which,
good.
which I did notice that y'all are both Eagles fans, and we're not gonna hold that against you.
Hey,
I thought
everybody
my
hates the Eagles.
too. I'm like, man, there's three of y'all.
Eagles against everybody.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, now this past the Indy 500 weekend, you were going to try to do the double. So how did all that work out for you? I mean, I know you probably didn't get the.
And would you been the first spotter to have done that?
Well, actually, Tyler Mon, who was Kyle's spotter, was actually trying to do the same thing, but he obviously had the Hendrick logistics and all that like taken care of. So I mean, I was trying to do it on my own, trying to do all the travel kind of myself, and obviously the rain kind of pushed it back enough to where if I would have flown to Charlotte, it was going to be raining anyways, right? So things just didn't work out. If the race would have went off on time, we would have it would have worked out. But
you could missed a ride with Kyle.
Yeah, well, a lot of people say that, but it's tough to just jump on a Hendrick plane when you're not kind of employed by Hendrick. So even in the sense that if we did run on time, if he had a mechanical problem or something in the middle of the race and we were still running, they're not going to wait for me. So I got to have my own, my own plans in place. So it just didn't work out. It was a good effort, and everybody, conjoined pretty good to try to make it happen. It's just, you can't control the uncontrollable, right? So we just, move on, and maybe we'll try again next year.
Now, was this your first time doing Indy stuff?
No, I've done the Indy 500 since 2020. With Takuma Sato, we won the Indy 500 in 2020 during COVID.
So you got
my first
Anthony Warren then, right?
Yeah, I know Anthony really well. Yeah.
You
so
won.
That was my first ever IndyCar race. Really, first ever, full-time spotting deal, because I was always a car chief and mechanic on the NASCAR side, for about 23 years. And COVID hit and things kind of got wacky with the NASCAR stuff. So I just went a different direction in my career. And 4 weeks after I left Penske, we're kissing the bricks in Indy. So I just continued on that path, and so we're still doing it today. So it's all worked out pretty good.
So, well, how do you go from car chief to spotting? You don't hear that very often.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best spotters come from former drivers, people that are involved in racing, their whole lives, and can watch the race and see how it's playing out, and kind of know what's going to happen next, right? Like, I think being around racing and being involved in NASCAR side for that long, I think it just makes it better, because you can, know more than just inside, outside, clear. You're more involved in everything that's going on. So I think having former drivers and former guys that were crew chiefs, car chiefs, things like that kind of make more sense, to be plug and play guys. You'll have the people that want to learn to go through the short tracks and all that, but if you can just have racers that no racing that you can just plug in there, I think it just eliminates that learning curve a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I think the last probably 10, maybe 15 years, we're used to, you were just kind of an inside, outside guy. Well, now you're kind of like, hey, there's some guys running the bottom. They're hitting the patch, wherever and try this patch. And you're more of a spotter / driver coach, right?
Yeah, Scott, the way it works is you have a lot of information coming in on channel 2 from, on the IndyCar side, a lot of it's on channel 2, and you're relaying a lot of the information that the timing stand sees, and you're just relaying that to the driver. So you're not having 4 different people on the radio at the same time. So even on the NASCAR side, they're looking at SMT, they're looking at data, they're looking at a lot of things that they're trying to compare lines and trying to compare throttle traces and things like that to the better cars. If you're struggling, you can relay a lot of information. Then you still have to do your job, but there's a lot that the time has changed with that job in the last decade or so. But there's a lot more that goes into it than just the normal inside outside clear, that people think. If you have a chance to listen to it on a NASCAR app or the IndyCar app, you can listen and you can hear all the things that are going on. So it's it's a lot to take in, and I think it's not for everybody. So it's a fun job. You're part of the race. I'm used to being part of the race, and I just didn't want to. I wanted to be close enough to racing still and be a part of it, and just kind of be far enough away from the BS that goes on in some other areas of the racing, that I was used to for the last 20, 23 years.
So, is there a big difference between spotting the IndyCar stuff and the NASCAR stuff?
Well, I say it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, spotting is spotting. I mean, the Indy cars, things happen a lot quicker. Obviously, they're going faster, but all the cars are going the same speed, so it's kind of irrelevant, that they're going faster, right? Because they're all going that fast. So, more of the passing, I feel like, especially at Indy, Texas, places like that, high speed IndyCar tracks, there's a lot of give and take with these guys, because they know if they make a bonehead move that the consequences are pretty bad in one of those cars. So, till it gets down to the nitty gritty at the end of races, then you start seeing those passes, take place a little bit more recklessly than they would, the first 100 laps. But, stock cars, you can run side by side for laps, right, before you pass a guy. IndyCar, you're just going to get your decals blown off, and you know it. As they're coming behind you, they're just going to blow right by you. There's no side by side too much. Those guys give and take a little bit. But, another thing, like IndyCar, you spot with names, right? So you got to know the paint schemes. You got to know who's in what car. It's a lot of mental that goes into that. Like, because NASCAR, you say, okay, number 24 is William Byron, right? The driver you're spotting for knows who that is, right? 24, 2 back, right? Or William Byron. You don't need to tell him a name. But in IndyCar, like, the drivers aren't really connected to numbers, right? So if you say the 28 is 5 back, like, not everybody's going to know that it's Marcus Ericsson, right? So you just say Ericsson instead of numbers. You use names. So, it's tough to study all the paint schemes to know who's who. Luckily Indy's a 2-week, deal. So you kind of study the cars when you're not on track, kind of quiz yourself. And so there's a lot of different things that go into each series, but in the end, you're still doing the same job. So,
well, let's talk about the spotter stand at Indy and the spotter stand at a Cup race. I mean, there are some characters up there on that spotter stand in the Cup Series.
Yeah.
Do you have the same type of thing?
Yeah.
You have the same thing over there in Indy cars?
It's a different culture. And that's good, because when I started spotting, I kind of went back to my roots a little bit with spot and modifieds with Bobby Labonte, throughout North Carolina and Virginia and South Carolina. And, I did IMSA with Wayne Taylor Racing, and, I did 2311. So I did a lot of mix of motorsports the last couple of years until the opportunity opened up this year to go back full-time NASCAR racing. But yeah, it's good though, because each series has a different cast of characters, right? You're always gonna have the couple loudmouth guys that think they know everything, and they want to come yell at you about things that you have no control over, right? I don't drive the car, so if something happens pertaining to what I do, you come and yell at me all you want. But if it's something pertaining to something I have no control over, well, then that's you got those kind of people. Then you got some characters, then you got some really nice people. So it's a quite the mix of personalities up there, kind of a mixed bag of chocolates, kind of thing. But mostly everybody gets along. You're always going to have rivalries, and you're always going to have, people that don't like you or you don't like them, right? That's just part of racing, right? Everybody has a different goal and everybody has a different personality, and it just doesn't always have to jive. But I feel like throughout motorsports that we all get along, right? There's going to be times where things happen and you're going to get mouthy and you're going to get middle fingers and dirty looks, but that's just part of it. You're not going to have a perfect day every day. So it's good to have, different personalities throughout the sport. But IndyCar is a little bit more lenient with the attitudes and the persona than NASCAR. I don't know why that is, but yeah, but good people, all on the roofs, good people. We use the IndyCar at Indy 500. We use 2 spotters, one in turn 1 and one in turn 3. So we split the track in half. So, you got, 66 guys, and everybody's, really good. Not a lot of, there's a couple NASCAR guys starting to kind of weasel their way in a little bit. We got Anthony Warren, a couple of those guys, a couple of Virginia guys, a couple of North Carolina guys. But, it's good to see because those people from other racing series, things like that. So it's good to see those guys getting a chance to, work their way into probably a bigger situation, So
Do they put all y'all together usually, or is all the NASCAR guys, y'all are in one turn and the other guys are in the other turn?
No, it's a mixed bag. We have, I've done the Indy 500 for 5 years, and I've been in turn 3 for 2 of them and turn 1 for 3. And it's, the main spotter for IndyCar, like for the teams, always is in turn 1. So you're not going to have a lot of one-off NASCAR guys in turn 1. They're mostly in turn 3 because they're secondary. So they're not a full-time employee. So they fill that secondary role. So most of the NASCAR stuff is over in that end. And I mean, I remember when I was over there, it was my first ever IndyCar race. And I was like the NASCAR guy, and first time there and first IndyCar race. Like, I've never even attended an IndyCar race before that, but you go there and you end up winning the race, and it was almost surreal, right? Like, I've been fortunate enough to win Daytona 500s as a mechanic with Matt Kenseth 2 years, and it just didn't sink in when it happened, right? And you could tell the people that were really like excited for you, and then the people that have been trying to do it for 25 years are like, what the heck, like this
Why
guy,
you?
this NASCAR guy comes in, but it was a life-changing event for me. I didn't know where my career was headed, didn't really know what I wanted to do, and after we won that race, it was, pretty clear that I should just continue on that path. So it's kind of the gift that keeps on giving, because that's, one of the biggest races in the world. And so is the Daytona 500. But as a stock car guy, you want to win the Daytona 500.
Right.
you know, as an IndyCar guy, you want to win the Indy 500. You never see too much crossover of somebody that's won both,
Right.
you know, so I hold it pretty close to my heart because it was a life-changing event, and I was happy to be a part of it. And this year we went back with Takuma again, and you know, things didn't go our way strategy-wise, but we did have a fast car and a chance for probably a top 5, but you know, things just kind of went awry halfway through the race, and we did end up 12th or 13th. So, you know, just to be a part of that event is pretty awesome.
So Brent, for people that don't know who Brent is, how did you get started and kind of name the things where you've been and what you've done?
Well, all through my life since I was 4 years old, my dad Gary raced modifieds in Pennsylvania, NASCAR modified. So my home track was Mahoning Valley Speedway in Lehighton, Pennsylvania. That was my hometown. So it was, the racetrack was right there. You know, you could probably ride a scooter to it if you wanted to. And my dad raced my whole life. You know, I was always around it, traveling to, you know, Evergreen Raceway, Flemington Speedway, you know, just up and down the East Coast. And my brother also raced Matt WENTZ. Then I moved down here right out of high school, and I went to Bobby Isaac Motorsports Technology School in Hickory. They had a kind of a NASCAR racing program there. And,
Hey, Brett, the funny thing about that is my son did the same thing. He went to Bobby Isaac.
oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. So I know how that program over there works.
Yeah, it was, you know, Mark Davis and, man, I forget the other guy's name, used to run Hooters Pro Cup. But, yeah, John Curley was the other guy. So those two were the instructors. And, you know, nobody gives a damn if you worked on your dad's race cars and you moved from Pennsylvania. They're not just going to give you a job because your family raced, right? So it was more of a resume builder, you know, because those guys worked in racing and you were able to work with them and throw them on your resume. And as you search for jobs, you know, I mean, I went through binders of paper, right? Resumes, like just giving resumes out. And I mean, it got to a point, I was 17 years old living down here. And it got to a point where I was just going to move back and work for my dad, you know? And I had a lady that was friends with my cousin who lived down here and asked me how the job search was going. And I said, yeah, terrible. Just handing out resumes. And she said, well, you got to be at these shops at 6 o'clock in the morning when they open. I'm 17 years old. I'm not waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning. But this lady, like, she yelled at me in a crowded restaurant, yelled at me, like scolded me, and told me to get off my damn computer, quit playing racing games, and be at the shops at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, I mean, she scared the crap out of me. So the next couple days, that's what I did. I went to Innovative Motorsports, which was Hermie Sadler and Mike McLaughlin at the time. And I think I was there 3 days in a row and the doors open. And the third day I got let in, and that led me to my first job, which was, you know, making nothing, just whatever they needed me to do. And I think my first job, they gave me a couple buckets of wheel weights, acetylene torch, and a mask, and then a mold that was square, and I made lead blocks. So that's what I mean, that was my first thing I did. It was just, and then it just kind of, you know, every year you watch, you learned, you watch, you learn, and you just climb that ladder, and you just don't let anything stop you. So, you know, I became, you know, my goal was to be a car chief / maybe crew chief. And I got to the car chief level at Team Penske for the 22 Xfinity team. And we won a couple championships, a lot of races, you know, with Ryan Blaney and Joey and Brad and Sam Hornish, a lot of talented drivers. And, you know, and then, you know, good things always come to an end, it seems like. And COVID hit, and the NASCAR racing thing got a little sloppy on the employee side.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of led me to what I'm doing now. So it was almost, not that COVID was a good thing, but it was a blessing in disguise, because I was able to do a lot of cool things in the last 4 or 5 years. So, you know, the next check box is the 24 hours of Daytona. I want to win that. And, you know, if we win that, maybe I'll just ride off into the sunset.
So what is your full-time gig now?
I spot the 15 Cup car for Rick Ware Racing full time. So that was an opportunity that came up this winter with, you know, Kaz Gralla runs the majority of the events.
He's a great kid.
Yep, and he's pretty awesome. And then obviously we have Cody Ware for a couple events, and then Riley Herbst runs the 15, you know, via Stuart Haas Racing for a couple too. So, but it's been really good. It's a you know, an operation that people kind of looked down on the last couple years, and we're trying to build something good. They're hiring good people. They're getting support from RFK. They're, you know, and as you can see, like this weekend, Justin Haley, I mean, ran 9th, you know, in a Rick Ware car. So that shouldn't be overlooked, and that just shows the speed and the talent we have within the operation and how things are, you know, trending in the right direction. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to help build something better. Not that they weren't great before, but, you know, it's good to be there and be part of the solution other than the problem, right? So I like a little bit of a challenge. I've always slid into like really good teams with good people. So it's different when you're trying to build something better, right? And I think we're doing a really good job with that. And I know people are taking notice, and, you know, it's a great opportunity for me to build my resume and get up there with the guys and learn, and, you know, and try to improve on what we do every week. So it's been a real honor and a real good deal so far, and we'll just keep working on it. We got half a season left yet to do even better. So I think we're on the right track, and I think, you know, grateful for the opportunities, and, you know, we'll go to Sonoma this weekend and see if we can't left right ourselves into maybe a top 15, top 20. You know, you got to keep your goals somewhat in check. So we'll just go out there and do the best we can, and hopefully we come out of there with a good finish.
Well, Brent, we appreciate you being with us tonight. We're going to get you back on here again, and we'll talk again. Maybe next year you can do that double you want to do.
Yeah, Jack, I appreciate you guys letting me come on here. I hate that I didn't get any of that pizza or Mountain Dew or anything like that, but you know.
Well, look, we'll make sure Andrew gets some pizza on the food next week. Andrew's our buddy.
Oh yeah. He's a good guy. Yeah. So.
All right, Brett, we'll talk to you again real soon, and thank you for your time.
All right, Jack and Scott, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thanks.
Cool experience to go Indy. I mean,
I know.
it's kind of on the bucket list.
I wanted to, next time I get him on the show, I want to talk more about what's the pecking order on the spotter stand with the NASCAR guys, because I hear there's one up there.
There definitely is.
I heard there's one up there, so I figured it'd be cool. All right, let's bring on Georgia's very own
Boo Boo.
No, not Boo Boo. Don't call him Boo Boo.
They'll call him
There ain't but one person can call him Boo Boo.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
that ain't us.
That's true. Let's not get that started.
All right, let's bring Boo Carlisle in here. See, we're not gonna call you Boo Boo.
No, guys. Boo's fine. Hey, that's perfect.
Hey, man, I tell you what, we were talking the other day. I guess we're up here talking. You got a big thing coming up with the new racetrack at Newport, or not the new racetrack, but the reopening of Newport. That's a pretty big deal for you guys in the Superstock Series.
Yeah, that's a huge deal for us. You know, that's been coming along with since last Thanksgiving. Jeff Myers called me with the Southeast Super Trucks and asked if you know, we'd be interested in going. They had a potential buyer at the time, and it's just been one thing that's led to another that has finally come to fruition. So July 13th is going to be opening night, and that's going to be a huge hit for us. So really looking forward to it. We got Anderson Motor Speedway first on June 22nd, but a lot of people in the short track industry on this side of the country is definitely talking about the reopening of Newport Speedway.
And that's a big deal for your series to be able to go there and get some more attention for your series there. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. You got a heck of a series.
Thank you. Yeah, we definitely tried, to put out the best product we can and give the blue collar man somewhere to come race and travel. It's not just up the street. Once we pull this race off in Tennessee, that will be 5 states we have raced in, or 4 states we have raced in this year. Once we go to Newport, Tennessee, so we try the best that we can to give these guys a huge platform to race on with with the way me and Aaron's got social media figured out, and the success from the YouTube stuff and the connections I've made over the years. I've used as many of them as I could to bring good stuff into the Star Super Stock Tour. So, we working hard. That's definitely, me and Aaron are beating our fingers to the bone, trying to make this a big deal and make this a big go. And so far, so good.
With your series, do you have like title sponsors and stuff like that with your series that come on board with you?
We do. We actually, our championship is the Alliance Driveway Solutions Cup. We figured out real quick with title sponsorship, man, we can make this thing big. So at the end of the year, the points champion will be crowned a cup, which will resemble something of a Winston Cup trophy, and a $2,000 check for the first place points man. So, and we announced Slinger Speed Co. is our title sponsor. So it's now the Star Superstock Tour presented by Slinger Speed Co.
Nice.
Well, that's cool. I mean,
Jack, you could have opened up checkbook up and you could have got us on there or something.
Oh, I'm still waiting for Boo to invite me on one of his things he does with the blogs or whatever.
You can look, if you don't even know what he's doing, you can't.
I watch them all the time and laugh. I think some of it is hilarious.
Yeah, I learned that the cat head.
Yeah, the cat head. We got to explain. Somebody explain to us what that was.
I noticed when I was in y'all's area last week, when I walk in places, they didn't have cat heads for sale. It's definitely in the deep South how they just put too much Crisco in everything, and deep fry absolutely everything. I mean, y'all got some good fried Oreos up there, and Erin, she can make some killer fried Oreos. But down here, they're monster biscuits. I don't know why we call them cat heads, because maybe it's a bigger cat than I've ever seen. I think of like a Siamese cat, got a little head, but it's like a supersized biscuit if that's a such thing. You don't know if there's any meat in there until you open the biscuit to see. So that's always been a real big deep South thing.
Now, the biggest thing you've announced on here so far is that Erin can cook. That's that's.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. She's a killer cook. She is. Since we started dating, I ain't done nothing but gain weight.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't going to say anything different.
I know. I think he's probably sitting right there somewhere around him.
See,
I was just waiting to see if you were going to talk crap or not.
Just in case he says something wrong, she's behind him. She's going to whack him right in the back of the head.
I noticed when he answered the question, he had to turn over there and look at her first. So, I mean, that's not a good precedent to start, Bo. You got to can't do that.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, we have a good time, and this week we're going back, taking the promoter hat off and the content creator hat. Won't be at no Cars Tour race this weekend. I'm gonna slide back in the window. We're gonna go street stock racing at Hickory Motor Speedway. They got they got a big memorial race over there this weekend, so we're gonna go over there and take Bittersweet over there. I hadn't raced in 6 months since the New Year's Bash, just because promoting races and doing the RNS Rewind on the Cars Tour, and just everywhere up and down the Eastern Seaboard. So real glad to be able to get back in this weekend and just be a race car driver. I can complain this weekend.
There you go.
I ain't got to listen to the complaints.
Well, I don't know about that.
But where do you want to see this Stars Tour go to for you? I mean, are you happy with just in this area? Or are you looking to expand to other places other than what you got right now?
I really like what we're doing right now. I try to stay within An area, I use the area of Hickory in the Tri-County Speedway area, and I try not to go out no further than a roughly 3 to 3.5 hours of that. But at the end of the day, man, the word tour is at the end. So, it's not going to be one of those deals where we go to the same 2 or 3 tracks. So yeah, North Carolina's slap full, and in the lower part of Virginia, and even northern Virginia. If y'all seen that joke where I didn't know where the heck I was at. We was in Southeast Virginia, and I thought I was in North Virginia. So, but we try to go a little bit everywhere, but I don't want to ever get to the point where it's, a 5-6 hour drive for the man that lives close to Charlotte. Cause I know where our home base for the most part, even though I'm based in Georgia, I know where the home base for the majority of our competitors are.
What year is this with the Super Tour or the Stars Tour?
This is year 2.
Okay.
Well, that's cool. It's still developing. Then you got plenty of places to develop.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We had a real good year 1. Thanks to the Cars Tour letting us, run some races with them, and then we had some of our own races, and it went good. It went good enough that I decided to, that we would tackle year 2, and at the end of this year, me and Aaron and my dad and mom will sit down and we'll figure out if we want to tackle a year 3 or not. So it's real taxing. It's a lot of fulfillment, but at the same time, man, it takes a lot. It's not like a high school party, we don't just Saturday night say, hey, we're going to throw a party. I hope y'all show up. There's a lot of it that goes into it. So, keeping partners happy, keeping competitors as happy as we can. So, it's a long list of stuff other than just, hey, we're going to throw a party. I hope y'all come have a good time.
Yeah, the PR girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. She is.
Thanks to me, there's always a trophy.
This is very true. She's not only a trophy girl, but she makes sure we got a trophy, because at Lonesome Pine, I would have, they'd have got a Party City trophy if it would have hurt. I forgot. We'd have shot over to Party City and grabbed one of those participation trophies. Yeah, and said, well, I owe you a trophy. But no, like I said, man, it takes a lot. There's a lot of hands in this to pull this deal off, and everybody's pulling the rope in the same direction. So, and as long as we keep the trust of the competitors, I think we'll do nothing but continue to grow.
Well, I sure hope so, because it sounds like a great series, and now you're getting behind the wheel for a week, so you'll find out what these guys are up against.
Exactly right, man. I feel like I don't know if I need to tippy toe, because I said when I went back racing, I didn't want to race nowhere around here where I could race with some of our competitors, just because there ain't nothing good to come out of it. If I slide up into them or something like that, I worry about. I'm a very much proactive person. But at the same time, I put the helmet on, man. I just look at myself as another competitor. But at the same time, in the back of your head, you can't go out there making bonehead moves. We're just looking to go have fun on Saturday. So, this will be Aaron's first race as a racer's girlfriend. And so really looking forward to that. And I got Bobby McCarty. He's coming to spot for me. He's never spotted. And it's actually.
What could go wrong?
Well, yeah, what could go wrong?
Don't let him start drinking before he starts spotting.
Yeah, no joke. So it's my birthday on Saturday. So once we get done at Hickory, we're going to make the hour drive over to the 2-story honky tonk they got, Coyote Joe's, and really make fools of ourselves. So, they got a mechanical bull over there. Erin with her shoulder injury, she ain't going to be able to participate, but I think me and Bobby's going to give it a go.
Then we've already said we're not putting Bobby on the bull either.
The good thing about it is, since she's got that bad wing on, she can't hit you in the head when you're out there doing something bonehead on the racetrack.
Yeah, she's only got her left hand now, so it ain't as strong as her right hand.
Will she get a radio with a mic?
Do what now?
You want a radio?
Are you going to give her a radio with a mic?
I tried to get her to spot until Bobby could get there for practice, so I think that's a no-go. I told her, I said, in practice,
I think that's a no-go too. I can go with that. I think it's a no-go too.
So, but no, we're looking to have a whole lot of fun on Saturday, man. We ain't got no expectations other than just going and having a good time and making some memories. So, I think that's a great way to go and look at it is just go have fun, and that's what we're looking to do on Saturday.
And when it's not fun, it ain't worth doing. That's right. That's the thing. So
Exactly
you
right,
gotta
man.
have. All right, brother. Appreciate it, you being with us tonight and talking about your new race down in Newport. I wish I could go down there for that race. I think that's going to be interesting.
It'll be a good time, man. I hope you can sneak down through there from Northern Virginia.
All right, man. Northern, yeah. Okay. All right, man. We'll talk to you later. Bye, Aaron. We'll talk to you later too.
Take care,
Bye,
fellas.
guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Yeah, let's say breaking news here, Jack.
What's that?
Kevin Harvick's going to drive one of the KHI late models in an ASA race, June 28th, 5 flags, and then he's going to run the Cars Tour at North Wilkesboro. Apparently, I didn't know that they had announced.
Yeah, they've already. That's coming up.
3rd.
So, yeah, that's gonna be
Harvick's
good.
going to be running a KHI car for that too.
That'd be cool. So now they can't. I can't think of her name now. Harvick's wife. I can't think of her name. Delana. She can't holler at nobody now because we got Kevin over there running the car. So anyway. All right, well, that's our show for tonight, man. It was a great show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening and watching. Please like and share our show if you get a chance. And
you got to say what's up to Shane Laws. That said that was the front stretch night. He said, "What's up, Bean?" Rodney Davis, what's up, buddy? Nicole Nakas said, "Thanks, Jack." Natchez.
That's Butterbean's girlfriend.
Oh. I should have known Nicole. Yeah. Andrew Fuller, what's up? Zach Beavers, what's up? Melissa Love Patrick. I don't know Melissa Love Patrick. Newport would be great, Boo. She must be part of the
Contingent down that way.
The Stars tour or something.
And Brent Benson said hairball. I ain't gonna go there. I ain't going there. All right, that's the show. We appreciate it. We'll see you again next Tuesday night right here from Langley Speedway.
See you guys.